Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, September 28th, 2015. What's going on? How are you? How's it going? Oh, yeah. I'm fucking burned out. Just got back from the road. Oh, what a tour I had. What a lovely, wonderful time I had going all the way through Texas. I want to thank everybody who came out to the shows this week. We had an awesome time, probably too much fun, if you know what I mean. And when I say that, I mean I'm on my way back. The pendulum's swinging back the other way for me to become a fat, pasty-titted jackass again. However, I'm going to nip it in the, is it in the butt? Is it in the bud? You know, you nipping something in the butt like a dog bites somebody in the ass, or you pruning a fucking flower? I have no idea, but what I do know is that I'll get 100 emails telling me how fucking dumb I am. Been getting a bunch of those lately. Jesus Christ, the fucking critics out there. You know? Motherfuckers they're just taking my goddamn knees out lately, you know? Did I ever say I was smart? I don't think I did. I don't know what their problem is. Oh, I know what their problem is. Yeah, they probably didn't go after what they wanted in life, and now they're fucking miserable, so they just sit around going, yeah. Do you know some jerk-off sent me an email? He actually counted how many times me and Paul Verzi said dude. It was one of the saddest things I ever heard. Why the fuck would you? I counted over 100 times. That's what you did? That's what you did with a half hour of your life, you fucking dope? Some people, you just want to fucking shake them by the shoulders. Good Lord, turn it off then. I do want to apologize for the levels, man. I know I fucked it up last time. It's this weird thing where the levels can be completely way too high, but if in the headphones you don't hear it, you know, that's what you have a mixer for. It's actually what you have a sound guy for, and I don't have one. So I apologize for that. But I think it was very fitting that the podcast on Thursday, in an audio sense, was completely fucked up. And for some of you, in a verbal sense. Anyways, I think, if you saw the fucking abuse that we did last week to our bodies, I don't know what my fucking problem is. I couldn't fucking stop. I couldn't stop. Like every night I would be dragging ass, getting ready to go do my show, going, dude, what the fuck am I doing? Then the second you go out on stage, the adrenaline starts going, you get a couple laughs, you feel fucking great, right? And then literally the first show, halfway through it, I'll just be thinking like, I can have a beer tonight. I'll have one, then I'll go to bed, and it'll be fine. The next thing you know, you walk in the streets of San Antonio, and the fucking security guard at the Alamo tells you to get the fuck out of there. You know? As Verzi's running around. Verzi goes, take a picture of me in front of the Alamo, right? And you got to know that right now how fucking drunk we are. Walking around like a couple of dopes with smoking cigars, of course, right? Let's go over and smoke a cigar in front of the fucking Alamo. You know? Why not do that? Why learn about the history? We actually ended up learning about the history because Verzi went over and he goes, dude, take a picture of me in front of the Alamo. And for some reason, there's this security guard working late night. He goes, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. So Verzi goes, take the picture. And he rips his shirt off and makes this absolutely psycho look on his face just to get the fucking security guard going. It's like, what do you mean we can't do that? We can't take a picture of the fucking Alamo? Is it after hours? So then he comes up and he thinks we're a couple of drunk assholes, which we are, right? You got to see the picture of Verzi. I sent it to him. Maybe he'll put it online. I'm going to leave it up to him. But, dude, I have to tell you, Paul Verzi is one of the most happiest, go-lucky people I've ever seen in my life, and he looks like a fucking serial killer. Like, I saw the photo, and I said to him, I was like, dude, if this picture was the poster of a movie, I would go see it immediately. You look like a fucking lunatic. So anyways, the guy comes over, and he starts talking to us, and immediately we just start asking him questions about the Alamo, and he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist, and he started telling us all this information. And I was sitting there going, like, well, no wonder all the guys died. Look how small the wall is. That's like even smaller than that thing that people have to run up on at the end of the American Ninja Warrior. You know? If anything would fuck me over on that show, as long as you had a decent, halfway decent thing, you could figure you could work the grip strength up, right? right? If they had like a approaching 50 years old American Ninja Warrior obstacle course, I feel like I could work my way up to get through it, but there's nothing helping. There's nothing helping I got white guy disease, you know what I mean? White guys, we got those meaty calves. They weigh us down, you know what I mean? We need those fucking deer legs. We just don't have them. We got big, dumb, meaty calves. Our calves are like fucking, they're like ankle weights. I don't know what it is, but there's no fucking way I could ever get over that. So I'm sitting there looking at the wall at the Alamo going like, dude, I swear to God, I feel like I could do a run, plant 1 foot midway up the wall, and I think I got a shot. I got a shot, man. I could go right up and over. What's up there, Daniel Boone? What do you say there, Sam Houston? Where's Davy Crockett? Huh? What about that guy who settled Virginia and banged the Indian woman, and then they shaved his head and they made him one of them, right? And then they murdered everybody but him. What was his name? What was it, Eddie Virginia? I know it has something to do with Virginia. Tim Richmond? The fuck was his name? Michael, West Virginia? Jonestown? What the fuck was that guy's name who had the first settlement down there in Virginia? I know there's a city or there's a street named after him, isn't there? That guy fucking did it right? He landed there and he immediately interacted, fucking started banging one of the natives. That's what you do. You assimilate. He was like, oh yeah? Is that how you make corn? That's fantastic. Show up with a belt buckle on your hat. I mean, you think you're not going to get scalped, you fucking dope? Standing there with your white socks like you're going to do the Billie Jean moonwalk across the fucking plane. You know what's funny? Did they even dress like that? You know, how much of what you think is actual history is actually just what the first people in Hollywood did when they made movies? You know what I mean? And then that just became like, oh, this is what it was. You know, like I always do the classic when they talk about the Native Americans and playing drums. And they always do that. That was completely made up by a white guy. There's not one shred of evidence. In fact, one of my brothers one time took a tour someplace, I don't know, in Arizona. And the guy was talking about Indians and Native Americans, in percussion, right? And he was showing some of the ways that they would play the drums. He goes, they would do it this way, they do it this way, they do it that way, yada, yada, yada. He goes, but at no point did they ever go, dun, 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 dun. And he killed, though he crushed, got an applause break. The whole place started laughing because it was a bunch of white people, I imagine, going, oh yeah, that's what we thought they did. So anyways, let me get back to where the fuck I was at. So we're at the goddamn Alamo, right? And, we start talking to this guy. He tells the whole fucking story, man. Jesus Christ, it was brutal. Oh, really, Bill? Was the massacre there? Bro, you know, until you're actually there and you're looking at it and you're standing on the grounds of it. Because what killed me was what they've left of the fort was the inner perimeter. So where we were standing, disrespectfully taking silly photos, was where a lot of people died. They just took down the wall that was around the fort. So what we were looking at was this inner area, you know, where probably the officers, you know, took advantage of the women that were there, whatever the fuck happened back in the 1800s. I don't know. And basically what happens when they showed up was they just fucking killed every guy there. Even if you gave up, they just lined you up and shot you. And as fucked up as that was, I always think back to whoever lost the war, you know, which I'm going on a limb here saying it was Mexico, because I have no idea, because they never talked, they never talked about the fucking, I don't even know when it happened, to be honest with you. I didn't take the tour. Like I said, I was drunk with the cigar. So, I mean, it wasn't like the Spanish-American War. Didn't that take place in like the Philippines? Something fucked up like that. I don't even know. But this is fucking hilarious, because every history class I took when I was... I'm just laughing now thinking of you guys rolling your eyes, how embarrassed. You should be embarrassed as an American that yet again I'm doing this. And this could go out to anybody outside of our borders. I should get audited right now for not knowing this shit. They would always start with 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and then the Pilgrims, and then they get through the Revolutionary War, maybe the War of 1812, you'd get up to that, and then they stopped, and they just kept going back to it every fucking year, just hammering that shit into your head. Thomas Jefferson, I could not tell a lie, completely ignored the genocide of the Native Americans, completely ignored slavery, just ignored all of it. It's just every fucking year going back to the goddamn powdered wigs. I fucking hated it. And then when I finally got to high school, I took this honors history class because I actually liked history. And then we did ancient medieval history. Holy shit. That might have been the most boring stuff. Oh, I just remember the cover of the book had this ancient medieval broken plate on it. It almost looks like that dish they give women when they win Wimbledon, which always cracked me up. You know what I mean? They give a guy a chalice to drink fucking wine out of as he gets blown by a hooker, and a woman wins Wimbledon. They give her a plate. Yeah, why don't you go make some biscuits there, sweetheart? I'm surprised feminist groups haven't complained. Like, why don't we get a trophy? Why do we get that deviled egg fucking plate? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's considered a plaque. The fuck do I know? I thought the Spanish-American War happened in the Philippines. I know we went over the Philippines at some point. We did some sort of damage. But could I find it on a map? Actually, I could, because I've been to Singapore. All right? It was east of it. It was east of Singapore, if I remember correctly. Oh, yes. I've spread my ignorance around the globe. So anyways, we're there, and the guy was talking about, you know, how they let the women and children live, but they completely just killed every guy there, even if you surrendered. Even if you were running away from the fort, they just shot you in the back. And I just was thinking, like, yeah, man, I mean, that's what you got to do. Like, whoever that commander was, Santa Monica, whatever the fuck his name was, Santa something or other, Santa Cruz, San Jose. I think it was a city, but it was actually a guy. It was like his last name. I think even California had to give it up, being like, you know what, that motherfucker was going hard. I know that's not his name, and I don't have time to look it up because that would involve research. All right? So you just fucking sit there in your cubicle and you listen to this. How dare you judge me in my ignorance? It's just sitting there at your job, making money, not doing your fucking job. How dare you? Maybe listening to it in your car. I don't know what you're doing. So anyways, I always think that, like, that's how hard, like, whenever I think about, you know, if I was a Native American and I knew, forget that. If you knew, if they knew, there we go. There's the fucking right pronoun, right? Is that a pronoun or is it an adverb? If they knew what the fuck was going to go down, can you imagine? That'd be a great series of films just called If They Knew, right? And it, all about history, about horrific wrongs that were done about one group of people to another, you know? And you know how each one of them would start. Every little clip of If They Knew would start with a bunch of white people come pulling up in a boat. Oh, who are these people? Hey, everybody. Next thing you know, you're enslaved or you're fucking, you know, just getting murdered. I always thought about if they knew, like the Native Americans, what the fuck they would, I swear to God, they would have all joined forces like in the Warriors. Can you dig it? Right? And what they would have to do, okay, is they would have to let everybody come ashore, right? And this is what you do. At night, you slip onto the boats and you kill everybody who's on the boat. So now there's no escape. All right? And then you'd have to murder everybody. Men, women, children, all of them. You'd have to murder all of them. All right? Then once all of that was done, one group of people, okay, is in charge. You got to take those bodies and you have to drag those motherfuckers hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles inland. And you got to bury them where no one's ever going to find them. All right? And then meanwhile, another group of people has to systematically begin dismantling those ships. All right? So that the belief would be that they never made it to the shores of America. Right? No, that wouldn't work because they just keep sending more and the boats would get better. I was trying to think, like, how could the Native Americans stopped what happened? At some point, oh, I know what you do. You'd have to keep the weapons. Why would you take apart the boat, Bill, you fucking dope? No, keep the boat. All right, fuck that. Let's back up here. Still kill everybody on land. Still drag them a fucking couple 100 miles inland. Still bury them. All right? Kill everybody on the boat except for like 5, 6 people. And then you go, listen, motherfucker, if you don't teach us how to drive this goddamn thing, all right, we're going to fucking, I don't know, we're going to do something to you that's going to be really painful. All right? I don't know. Somehow you get them to teach you how to drive the boat. And once you get the boat, right, you start breaking down, I don't know, the cannonballs and shit. I don't know how you do it. You just have to keep killing these motherfuckers. No, maybe the best way to do it is that they don't know. You know what? I don't have a fucking solution. God damn it, white people are fucking evil, huh? Even me as a white person, you think I could figure out how to stop us? You know what? I got to get back to you. If you guys got any suggestions, how you could have stopped that. But it is, you have to do what they're doing to you, what they're going to do to you first. That's the only way to do it. You know what I mean? People come over, right? They got a better pistol than you do, right? And they think that God thinks what they're doing is right. Yeah, it's fucking over. There's not going to be... The only time I ever fucking saw the indigenous people survived when a boatload of white people showed up was in New Zealand. All right? And if you saw the people who are indigenous in New Zealand, every one of them, I swear to God, is built like a Hall of Fame linebacker. Like, and I'm not just talking about size. Like, they look like, listen, this dude could change the fucking game. And white people pulled up and were just like, all right, you know what? We're going to be here with you and we're going to kind of like share this area. I mean, I was only in New Zealand for like 3 fucking days, but that's what I was told while drinking in a bar. It might be wrong. It might be right. You know, hopefully it's wrong. Because, you know, somebody can count how many words I fucking used incorrectly. Oh, what if I don't think I've ever done that. Have I ever counted words? I don't know. Maybe people are into that, Bill. You know? Why does everybody have to do what you do? You douche? All right, go fuck yourself. Trying to find this. Oh, my God, with the fucking notification thing. You know something? Apple with this whole shit where they just have this new thing where they sync everything and you can't delete the app and go fuck yourself. This is how it's going to be. Do you guys realize, myself included, that we are allowing the fucking nerds at Apple to grab us by the back of our necks and shove our face into dog shit? And we basically gave up some freedoms on this new round with the iPhone 6 and their new MacBook Air thing that I bought here, you know, as I sit there paying the fucking person who's probably looking at me through that little video camera, right? I just gave him the finger. Huh? You like that? I'm a rebel. You know, I'm stopping what's going on. I don't know. I resent the whole thing. Dude, my level of being a maniac with being a control freak. Do you know when I was in San Antonio, I believe we were at Trinity College. Like, every fucking gig was just like, wake up, drive 4 hours, get in the hotel, shower, put your gig clothes on, go down, do the gig, and leave. And half the fucking places, I didn't even know where the hell I was at. But the shows were awesome. I tell you right now, I fucking love Texas, and fuck everybody who says all the bad shit about it. I love those people down there, man. Fucking good time. And I only had one fucking guy. Only one maniac that really just said something really ugly when I was on stage, which I thought was pretty good. I was doing this thing about Caitlyn Jenner, and this guy in the upper deck just goes, fuck that fucking science experiment, or something like that. And I was just like, wow. Right? But you know what was great? I got like 20 emails from people from Houston that were going how embarrassed they were and hoping that I wasn't going to judge Houston like that. You know what I mean? Of course, they didn't yell out while that was going on because when people are dumb to that level, it's really loud. I don't know why. Look at me. I'm dumb. I'm really loud. But the dumber you get, the louder you get, right? And then people who know it's bullshit, they just kind of said, well, that's embarrassing. And I was just going to send an email. A few people yelled, shut the fuck up. I don't know what happened, but that was the only thing. Other than that, the way people, especially out in Hollywood, the way they look at, their fucking elitist goddamn attitudes out here. I swear to God. I thought I was liberal till I came out here. I cannot fucking stand the politics that are out here. They are so it's literally Fox News to the left. They are as fucking ridiculous as anybody you've ever seen who's that fucking chick who looks like she needs some iron in her system? Whatever it is. She's got like gray skin. Me and DeRosa used to always talk about her. She sounds like she manages wrestlers. Like what she says is so over the top. Whatever. Obviously, it's all the way to the right. But out here in Hollywood, you get that to the left. It's as fucking ridiculous. And they think they're just as right. I don't know. I do not enjoy. Political conversation out here is not a fun thing to be involved in. You know what I mean? We'll just put it that way. So anyways, the fuck was I talking about? There you go again, Bill. You go on these fucking tangents and you forget what the hell you're talking about. Back it up here, Bill. Where the fuck? You were at the Alamo, then you did the run through Texas. Trinity College. Something about Trinity College. Oh, yeah, control freak thing, right? So we're coming out of fucking Trinity College. And as we're coming out, it's one of these old school venues where they used to build these venues and then there was there was one way in and one way out. So it was going to be horrific. Just, it reminds me way back in the day when when they first made Great Woods in Mansfield, Massachusetts. I don't know what it's called now. I saw Eddie Murphy there on the Raw tour, by the way. I had lawn seats. The Weather Girls opened up. It's one of my I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan there. I saw so many fucking amazing shows there. I saw Rodney Dangerfield. Jesus, I'm old. Anyways, I saw Burt Lancaster. What was I saying here? So the big thing about that venue was everybody was excited that they built it because all these great bands were going there. But for some fucking reason, they had it was like a driveway. So over the course of the day, like 20,000 fucking people would show up driving through this one entrance, and there was already traffic. But at the end, all 20,000 tried to get out at the same time. And I remember the local radio stations would do these hilarious bits about people still there and not being able to get to work, So anyway, so this was one of these types of venues, except it only held like 300 people. Fuck you, but still, you know what I mean? It was going to be brutal trying to get out of there. So we're running out of there. I jump in the car with Verzi, and there's already people, running out to try to do what I'm doing. So as we're sitting there, I want to bang a right when I get out of the driveway to go exactly where I came from. And the cop's telling me, he sees my directional, and he wants me to go left. So I'm trying to go right. And he blows the whistle, points right at me, and then points to the direction he wants me to go to. And I fucking got so mad, I fucking pointed right at him. I pointed right back at him. I was like, fuck you, you douche. I yelled at him, pointing at him. Fortunately, my headlights were on. It was dark out, so he couldn't see it. And I turned to the left. And you know what was funny was it ended up being the proper way to go out. It was like a dream. It was like melted butter. He was actually doing me a favor and not steering me into trouble. I swear to God, if you saw the look on Verzi's face just looking at me like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And the only, I think, redeemable quality that I have about my personality is when I do shit like that and somebody looks at me, I at least am mature enough to be like, yeah, I know, dude, I know. I'm a fucking moody psychopath. I know. You don't even have to say anything. I see it on your face. I know you're right. You fucking cunt. But you got to fucking point and the whistle. All right, so I was wrong. Oh, fuck you guys. All right, let's do some advertising for this week. All right. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I got this in me. I'm so fucking jet lagged here. Boop. Me undies. Can I do this in a different... No, I can't. I don't have any musical talent. Me undies, no more sweaty balls. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Me undies, you gotta buy them in the fall. It's gonna get cold. Your balls will pull up into your gut. Your chick will laugh. Where are your balls? You got an empty bag. You like, I don't know, empty pillowcase. Oh yeah, so get yourself some warm fucking nuts with fucking me undies. All right, me undies. We all know how sexy confidence can be, And that confidence comes from being comfortable. But how great can you feel if your underwear is wrinkling and riding up? MeUndies gets it. And that's why they've created the world's most comfortable underwear. For a daily dose of confidence. You wear your underwear. You wear underwear every day unless you're Matthew McConaughey. That's 365 days a year, rain or shine. You need it to be extraordinary without an insane price tag. MeUndies understands this. They have compassion for your nuts and your wallet simultaneously. That'd be a great thing. Imagine they've made underwear out of the same thing you made your wallet out of. You know what I mean? Like you ever get a nice wallet, sliding into your back pocket? Can you imagine that feeling? Every time you put your underwear on, it felt the same as a nice quality wallet, just sliding right into your back pocket. Huh? You know what I mean? Like you're getting goosed by some broad and you turn around, hey, how you doing? She goes, hey, think maybe you want to come back and stick your old prick between my tits? You're like, you know what? I got to buy more wallets. That's what's going to happen. When you look good, you feel great, people. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's a cliche because it's true. Does that make sense, technically? MeUndies understands this, and that's why they've designed underwear that makes you look and feel fantastic. Please include all of the following points. If you wrote it down, I'm gonna fucking say it, you assholes. MeUndies is made from modal. It's a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton. That's twice as soft as whatever underwear you're wearing right now. Unless you wear MeUndies. MeUndies. Soft as a new wallet. MeUndies has tons of colors and styles. And the only place to get matching pairs for men and women. All right, that's fucking weird. And then what, are you going to walk down the street? Doing a tumbling act? They even release a new design every month. I wear fill-in-the-blank design, black stripes, tie-dye, etc. I wear whatever free ones you send me, MeUndies. And you know what? God damn it, they feel good. How about that? Is that enough of a personal story to keep you guys happy? Plus, we all know that this shit's way too long. They get it. It's comfortable underwear. Let's get to the end here. Plus, we all know that paying for shipping sucks, so MeUndies has removed all that from the equation by rolling it into the overall price of the underwear. All underwear in the U.S. and Canada ship for free. MeUndies even has a money-back guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, you get to keep it for free. If you don't love it, you throw it out. You literally has nothing to lose. To sweeten the deals, MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/Burr. That's a special offer for just my listeners. Make sure you go to MeUndies.com/Burr to get 20% off your first order, and so that we know that we sent you. All right? Everybody needs underwear, and they're making them. All right, Trunk Club, everybody. Shopping is awful. See, there's a theme here, everybody. Shopping is awful. Who has the patience for crowded stores or the time to try on 10 pairs of pants that don't even fit well? Well, it would help if you knew your size. He's randomly grabbing them. But here's the problem. You still want to look great, right? And with Trunk Club, you never have to set foot in the mall again. Please include all the following points during your read. I guess other people are skipping all. Is that an option? I would have skipped shit a long time ago. Trunk Club takes the hassles, man, out of shopping by shipping you a trunk of clothes that fit perfectly and make you look like $1 million with all the new fall styles. At trunkclub.com/Burr, you answer simple questions about your style, preferences, and size, and are assigned an expert stylist. They curate clothes from the best premium brands, and you approve of what you like. And just like that, a trunk arrives on your doorstep, filled with hand-picked clothes that are perfect for you. Try them on. Keep what you like and easily return the ones that you don't like in their prepaid trunk. This is not a subscription service, everybody. You only pay for the clothes you keep from your trunk. No hidden charges, just great clothes. All right, get started today. And Trunk Club will style you for free. Plus free shipping both ways. You only pay for the clothes you keep. To take advantage, go to trunkclub.com/Burr. One last time, that's trunkclub.com/Burr for a trunk filled with clothes you'll love wearing. All right, how many more of these fucking things? LegalZoom, one more. All right, on two, ready, break. All right, LegalZoom. You shouldn't have to choose a random lawyer who charges expensive hourly rates when you need legal help. You shouldn't have to do that, people. That's all I'm trying to say in that long sentence. But the legal system is so complicated. What other choice do you have when you need help with your business or want to protect your family? Start with LegalZoom.com. All right, they make it easy. For more than a decade, they provided a way for regular people like you. You know, you put your pants on one leg at a time over your MeUndies there. And where'd you get those pants? You pulled them out of the trunk from Trunk Club. Oh, he's doing fucking advertising callbacks. All right. What did I say here? For regular people like you and me to confidently navigate the legal system. LegalZoom's not a law firm, and that's how they provide such great value. Hey, we don't fix cars, but we'll give you cheap fucking diagnostics. They don't rely on charging you by the hour. Instead, you'll get transparent pricing and customer reviews so you know exactly what you're getting up front. If you need help with incorporation, LLCs, trademarks, last wills, living trusts, and more, LegalZoom's the smart choice. They've got the right people on hand to answer your questions. If you need legal advice, they're the network of independent attorneys that can provide the straightforward guidance you need in most states. Don't let legal hurdles become an excuse. Go to LegalZoom.com today to start building your own future right away. To save even more money, enter Burr in the referral box at checkout. That's LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr. Hey, and what they really should just be talking about is if you die unexpectedly and you don't have any sort of a will, like the misery that you're adding to people. You know, people start suing each other and all that type of shit. Or, you know, you can get sued because you didn't incorporate yourself. It's a great way to fucking do it, all right? There's the layman terms. I hope that made sense. All right, let's plow ahead here. You know what we went to? We went to Texas OSU on Saturday, and I got to tell you, man, I've been such a huge fan of the Longhorns my whole life, man. It was a great mascot, great colors. I started watching them back when, like, Jerry Gray was one of their big All-Americans. I remember he went with the Rams, if I was correct. I was just a fan of him, and I thought he was a fucking great player. I missed Earl Campbell, but they were always good. Texas football was always the shit, so I always wanted to go. And as I mentioned before, I think I told this last time, I always wanted to go, and I booked myself at the Cap City Comedy Club, and they were playing Missouri in the afternoon. I was going to do the show at night, and I was all excited. I bought tickets. I was ready to go, and then what ended up happening was Texas and Missouri were both 4-0, and the flex schedule moved the game to like 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. So not only did I not get to go to the game, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up to my fucking show, and so I finally got to go. And I'd like to thank Dudley from the Dudley and Bob Show, who hooked me up with some tickets. And South by Southwest Festival, they also, the Moon Tower Festival. The Moon Tower Festival also hooked me up with tickets. I ended up with more tickets than I needed, and I was actually able to hook up with some other friends that I've made in Austin. And, oh man, it was great, dude. And I got to thank Luke and all his friends for reaching out to me on Twitter. And me and Verzi showed up. We drove up from San Antonio, right? We had the best fucking time. Drove up, got a small breakfast because we knew this kid, Luke, was going to be smoking whatever the fuck he was going to be smoking. And we showed up at their tailgate, you know, threw some money in. We brought some shit. We brought some biscuits in from the Czech bakery. It's somewhere, it's near Waco, Texas. Whenever you go if you ever drive Dallas to Austin or vice versa, when you're on I think is it the 35 or the 45? Whatever the one it's further left. If you're looking at a map, there's a place out there called the Czech Bakery, and I'm not even going to describe it. Just fucking go in there and get yourself one of their breakfast sandwiches. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Every time I drive down there, and you walk in there and you're like, I'm just going to get one. And then you walk in, and next thing you know, you're getting 3 and splitting a 4th one with whoever the fuck you're with. And you hate yourself afterwards, but it's delicious. So I bought a bunch of shit from there, you know, some sauerkraut and biscuits and stuff to add to it. And we showed up, and this dude, Luke, was making, he was smoking sausage wrapped in chicken, wrapped in bacon. All right. And then his side, he had sweet potatoes with this butter that he made that had bourbon in it and like brown sugar for the sweet potatoes. Dude, it was that butter on the potato. I was joking when I was eating it. I was like, I feel like I'm like getting buzzed and I'm going to have a heart attack at the same time. It's one of the greatest things I've ever tasted. Then he actually had a hearty coleslaw. Is there anything worse than the fucking milky shit It's all watering down, spilling into all the good food. He had the hearty kind, fucking delicious. And then they had a peach cobbler that had peach and cherry in it. And, dude, it was fucking outstanding. And I tried to pick a couple of tips up on smoking meat and everything, but he actually had a smoker, so that's completely different than the big green egg. My problem has been keeping the fire going. So I actually had a podcast listener reach out who has a big green egg. Was nice enough to send me a long email about some stuff. So I'm going to try to smoke some ribs on Wednesday. I'm just going to keep doing it till I fucking get it down. But anyway, so we met a bunch of people there, and Verzi said the funniest fucking thing when we were standing there is we're eating the food. It's like so good. We're like whispering, going, "Oh my God, dude, this is fucking unreal." And Verzi goes, dude, I think people in the South are just inherently better at cookouts or barbecues, whatever you want. And I was joking with one of the guys there, was saying, like, because of we're growing up in the Northeast, we can only cook out for whatever, 5 months, 5.5 months out of the year. And then the rest of the time, it's just too goddamn cold, or the weather's just too fucking bad. So every year, the South, the people in the warmer climates, they just increase the gap. But it was just fucking delicious, right? And so we ended up going to the game, and I'm rooting for Texas, of course. And I got to tell you something, man. I think I'm a fucking jinx. I just realized that since I started going to these big college games every year, the home team has never won. All right? The last time it happened, I went to a Georgia Bulldog game in like September. It was some cupcake game. I can't even remember who the fuck they played. All right? But since then, all right, this year it was Texas, OSU. Texas, I'll just name all the teams, who they played. The first team's the whole team. All right? Texas, OSU, fucking OSU wins. All right? Last year, I went to Miami, Florida State. Florida State won. The year before, I went to Texas A&M, Alabama. Alabama won. The year before that, I went to LSU, Alabama, and Alabama won again. And then the year before that, I went to the Cotton Bowl, which is neutral ground for the Longhorns in Oklahoma. They played the Red River game there. I went to that game, rooted for Texas, bet on Texas, and Oklahoma smoked them. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5 games? I'm like 0-5. So I got to break the streak. I'm almost not going to say who the fuck I'm going to next year because, I got it. No, in a couple weeks I'm going to Notre Dame, USC. Notre Dame's the home team, and I am rooting for Notre Dame. All right? Me and Verzi were joking because Verzi's been to all those games with me. I was saying we're like that guy in the mush in A Bronx Tale. So my apology to all Longhorn fans for going to that game and rooting for you guys. And I'd like to some thank you letters from some Cowboy fans there at OSU. Dude, I got to tell you, man, that was such a brutal game to fucking watch. And you could feel it. You could feel it was going to happen. Dude, Texas won that game like 6 fucking times, and then they lost it. It was unreal, man. Every time they could put them away, they just let them back into the game. And that final fucking play, I don't like making fun of college kids when they don't, when they fuck up because they're not professionals yet. So I'm not going to name any names, but that last offensive play, I guess special teams play, there literally should have been like Benny Hill music playing. All they had to do was kick the ball away. They still had to hold them. You can't break it down to one fucking play. I mean, God knows that pass underneath was there for them all fucking day, and they had no answer for it. I don't know. You'd think if you scored 2 defensive touchdowns in a game, your defense gave you 14 points, you'd think you could win the fucking game. And they somehow, in the end, they hiked the ball. The punter dropped the ball, and then he's running with the ball. He goes to kick it. It goes a mile in the air, but it only went like 2 yards before it went out of bounds. And at that point, it looked like it was going to go into overtime. And it's like, well, at least maybe they still have a chance to at least win this game that they already won 6 times in overtime. And then that play happens. And OSU got the ball, and I think they ran it like one time just to position it, and then they just kicked the fucking ball. And I think that was it, or maybe they kicked it off with 1 second left and it was over, and it was fucking brutal. But But I gotta say, Longhorn fans are great, man. They weren't like, college fans are different, man. When shit's not going well, they're not as, at least in the stadium, they act like class acts. I didn't hear a lot of screaming about the coach or anything. So anyway, we ended up going back to the tailgate. And I forgot to tell you guys, me and Verzi, like just out of sheer boredom of driving 4 hours every fucking day, we were driving down from Dallas to San Antonio, I think, that day. And that was like a 4.5 hour drive with the traffic and shit. And we were trying to write a country song. And we came up with this country song. We just like, all right, so because there was a bunch of country stations. So we kept shutting off the radio. We'd turn the station and we'd have the sound down. Go to a new country station, be like, all right, what's this song about? Is it about heartache? Country Road, or America? And that's how we were killing time. So then just using that formula, we started writing this country song, and we came up with the chorus anyways of a hit country song. Now, granted, we can't sing, but if we got like Travis Tritt or somebody, with some sort of skills, we think this could be a hit. So we came up with the song. Basically went, America first, every other place is the worst. Rather be in a fucking hearse than to live in another country. That was basically the chorus. And we were writing it. I know it's terrible, but fuck you. We're driving 4 hours in the middle of Texas. What are we going to do? There's nothing to see. You're just fucking driving endlessly, right? So we were coming up with, all right, now we can come up with the verses. And we were just like, well, she's been to Paris and he's been to Rome and you've been to London, but that ain't home to me. I can't remember we somehow that's why I say America first. Every other place is worse. That's why every other place is worse, not the worst. Verzi kept getting on to it. So anyway, we come out of the game and, we're drunk, right? As you do. And, we show back up at the tailgate. We say goodbye to Luke and all those guys, and we get our cigars, and we couple of drinks. So then we're standing there. We don't have a ride back because we cabbed it over, and we're both old men, so neither one of us has the fucking Uber app on our on our phones, and there's like no taxis left, so we're just sort of stranded at the UT campus, just laughing, smoking cigars. And as people were walking by, Verzi starts telling them, hey, excuse me. Me and my buddy here, we got a #1 country song on iTunes. We're really excited about it. We're just trying to get a little word of mouth going because the numbers are going down. Would it be okay if we sing the chorus to you, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he doing? But he did it, so I'm like, all right, we got to do it. So it'd be like groups of 4 or 5 people, these UT girls, and we were sitting there hammered with cigars, totally committed. Going America first. And immediately they'd have a worried look on their face. Every other place is worse. Rather be in a fucking hearse. And then when we get to the end, to live in another country. And we'd go country, you had to bring your chin down to your chest and then and you brought it up. It was either that part would make us laugh or the fucking hearse. And we bombed with it, man. These girls were just walking away, shaking their heads or just laughing. And then there was this one dude walked by, man. This guy was fucking hilarious. He came walking by. He's by himself. This Latino dude, right? Big guy. And he's like, all right, man. He goes, oh, listen to that. He takes his headphones off and we start singing it. And he immediately gets a smirk on his face. And then we start laughing. And then all three of us, just great. All three of us were laughing, and he couldn't tell if we were serious or not. He just knew it was fucking stupid. I don't know. It was probably one of my favorite times of the trip. And then finally, this absolute fucking sweetheart stopped, and she was so nice, and we sang the whole thing. I actually felt bad about cursing. That's how nice she was. And then, as we were singing it, 3 times, she went, oh, like it was nice. She was so nice in the end, and then she just goes oh no, that was good. That was good. We found out, we go, what do you do for a living? You know what? I swear to God, she was a social worker. She just was a big-hearted, encouraging person. She was so fucking such a sweetheart. We were standing on the other side of this little stone wall so we wouldn't freak, a couple guys standing in a wooded area going, hey, ladies, it's kind of creepy at night. So we were on the other side of a wall to give a little bit of a barrier so we could get people to actually stop. Verzi actually walked around. She was such a sweetheart. He walked around to the other side of the wall and gave her a hug. Anyway, so that's what we did. You know, that was Texas. And then I went on to America First. That's going to be in your head. I'm telling you. Somebody out there with some talent, man. I'm trying to think of some of the other lyrics we came up with. It was something like, I like pickup trucks and ponytails, shooting little critters with fuzzy tails. Sitting in a tree fort covered in deer urine. I can't remember how it goes. Everything we would come up with, whatever, we were killing a fucking drive. What do you want from me? But if you guys want to flesh that thing out, I don't give a, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Can you tell I'm also reading right now? That's how easily I get fucking distracted. Have I talked NFL football yet? Suck it. New England Patriots. I caught the end of the game. Missed the entire fucking game, as always. I missed the whole fucking game. I was flying up to Toronto. So, it was hilarious when I landed. I get the guy picking me up, right? I jump in. I'm going, what's going on? I go, hey, man. I just realized it was Sunday. I go, did you guys get NFL football up here? And he was like, what? I go, NFL football, like Patriots, Cowboys, Steelers, you get American football up here? And he's looking at me in the rearview mirror and he just goes, no. I just start laughing. I'm like, all right, man, forget it. But when I got to my hotel room, they had it on. I actually had the Buffalo Bills network because I was in Toronto, which was really cool, seeing their local shows and that type of thing, and seeing them all wanting to, rebound from the heart-aching loss to the Patriots. And Jesus Christ, did they ever. Oh, my God. They absolutely fucking raped the Dolphins yesterday. And as did the Patriots with the Jaguars. So, like I said, man, we play them again. I'm still calling it, man. I still think that could go, I don't know. For some reason, I just think if you have a good defense and then if you play a team 2 times in a year, you usually split. It would really be great to beat Rex Ryan twice, so then you don't have to listen to him talk shit again. But that's what makes him great, though. The fact that even though he has a mediocre team, I'm still worried about beating him. I was like, we got to beat this guy so he doesn't talk a bunch of shit. He's fucking great. He's like a one-man promotional team there. But I didn't watch many other games. By then I had to go out and go do my show. I caught a little bit of the late game. The Sunday night game, or did I? I can't even fucking remember. But I wish I'd watched the Cowboys game. That looked like that was a hell of a game. But I pretty much missed everything. So I think I got to go on the NFL Network and try to watch some shit. But I'm definitely going to be watching the Monday night game tonight. And I ain't going out. I'm not doing shit. I'm wiped out. AC/DC is playing tonight at Dodger Stadium. And if I get a second wind, I'm going to go out there. And I know what you guys are thinking, Bill, how the fuck can you not go, at least go get some nosebleed seats for that? And I've just been on the road for 15 fucking days, drinking, smoking cigars and all of that shit. And I'm completely fucking wiped out. I've seen them a bunch of times, and I know that this isn't their last fucking tour. You know what it is, dude? I fucked up. I didn't get tickets, and I hate myself right now because I'm not going. And it's going to crush me that they're going to play and I'm going to miss, and I'm terrified that this is the last time they're going to go. And I know that I'm going to regret that I'm not going to go tonight because I'm fucking wiped out. There, that's the truth. All right, before you jump all over me. All right, let's get into some of the questions here for this week. Rugby World Cup. Everybody keeps talking to me about this and Japan winning. I really feel like I missed out on something, man. It sounded amazing. Hey, Bill, dear Billiam Burson, how the hell are you? I'm good, because he wrote me too. Anyway, I don't know if it's getting much time on Sports Center, But the Rugby World Cup is on in England at the moment. The USA are playing Scotland as I write this and winning, although probably not for long. Just, Jesus Christ, what do they make per game? To fucking knock their brains out. I'm talking about the USA team. I'm a huge fucking fan of rugby. And I got to tell you, two sports that I kind of make fun of that I'm actually starting to get into. I find myself trying to fight it, but if it comes on TV, I'm watching it. Soccer and golf. They're sucking me in. Just wondering what you know and or think about the game. I think it'd be right up your alley. Big guys beating the hell out of each other to move a ball to the other end of the pitch. There are rules, but that's the guts of it. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks for doing your job. I benefit from it. Oh, thank you. Anyway, go fuck yourself. I absolutely love watching rugby when I'm in Europe or if I'm in a country that supports it. I don't know what it is. Just the announcers. You can hear it in their voice. It means something. You hear the crowd. It's just something about being over there. I mean, I would become the biggest fucking... I'm going to keep calling it soccer so American listeners don't get confused with the football thing. And please, can somebody, for the love of God, not ask me again why American football is called football? You barely kick it with your foot. I've told you why a long time ago. We figured out that your football is fucking excruciatingly boring, and that if you picked it up and added some violence to it, you know what I mean? We do everything on 10. You know? I'm just fucking with you. No, when I'm over in England, like in those Premier League games come on, I really get into it. It's fucking great. How can you not? If I'm in England, it's fucking cold out. I'm in a pub, I'm drinking a beer, and everybody's going nuts and they're riveted watching the shit. It is impossible not to get sucked into it. And I have to tell you, I am fascinated by people who don't give a fuck about sports. Fascinated and envious of, like, God, what do you do with all that free time? I'll kill a whole fucking Sunday. Right? By the end of the fucking day, I'm sitting there like Eddie Murphy in the Clumps. Remember the outtake when he had the ice cream pouring out of his fucking... when he had it coming out of his bottom lip? That's what the fuck I look like by the end of the day. And I do it again the next Sunday if I'm not flying to Toronto. I think rugby is the shit. I think Australian rules football is the shit. And I think soccer, football, let me be respectful to the rest of the world. I think all of it's the shit. All of it's great, man. Sports are awesome. I don't have a problem with any of it. And if it's violent, it's fucking maniacs running around. My only real complaint, because I really do think soccer is a beautiful sport, my complaint is the diving. And I actually, at this point, prefer women's soccer because they go down and they get right back up. You know, they're fucking men about it. All right, friend fucking up. Dear Bill, my 26-year-old friend, in my opinion, is in deep with a lady. She's around 30 with 3 kids. Oh, Jesus. And is recently divorced. Good Lord, dude. Is he wearing like a weighted vest, just walking around to add even more difficulty to his fucking day? They've only been together for a few months, but he's already got car seats and shit in his cars to tote these heathens around. He's not what I would call a ladies' man, so anytime he gets into a relationship, he falls in love quick. And you know what? The world needs dopes too. You can't help him. He said, my concern is that he's going to end up playing daddy to 3 kids that aren't his for the rest of his life, which in my opinion sounds like a goddamn nightmare. Well, those kids also need a father. He's doing something really admirable. But if he's doing it for the right fucking reason, it's admirable. If he's just a fucking dope with low self-esteem, you got to pull him out of this, man. You know? You got to walk up to his fucking car and punch out the side windows like the Terminator did to the windshield, and you throw those car seats over the fucking guardrail. All right? No, I'm not saying to do that. All right. Anyways, my question is, do I talk to the kid and let him know that all of his friends think he's going down the wrong path here? He's the kind of guy who doesn't handle those talks very well, so I could see him going ballistic. Should I let him know, or should I let him crash and burn one way or the other with this? I realize watching this train wreck for the foreseeable future makes me a shitty friend, but as guys, these conversations suck dick. Listen, dude, you know, he needs to grow up, man. If he can't handle constructive criticism, if you just say, look, I'm just looking out for you. All right? You're going to go from being a single man with all the options in the world to a committed man with 3 kids instantly. If this is what you want to, I don't know. Maybe that'll drive him further into it. I mean, I also think that a lot of reasons why, like, he doesn't do well with those conversations is because if he is somebody that just kind of gets into something and gets trapped in something and doesn't know how to express himself, that usually adds to a lot of anger. How do I know this? Because I've been that guy. I was very, withdrawn. If anybody said hello to me, then I was friends with them, and there was no asking what I wanted, what I needed, what I was looking for. I didn't figure that out till very late in life, which is probably why I didn't get married till I was 45. But at least I wasn't dumb enough to get get married to someone that I wasn't. I always knew enough to be like, all right, I got to get out of this. But I was not good at that at all, and I was a very angry guy. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. Or his psychological fucking backgrounds. He got an overbearing father. I have no fucking idea. I'm not Dr. Phil or Johnny Weissmiller here, whoever the fuck I'm supposed to use as a reference. But, why does Johnny Weissmiller sound like a doctor? He's the actor who played Tarzan, by the way. Anyways, all right. So I would just say, you know what, dude? Dude, fuck his moodiness. Fucking baby. Just tell him what you think. You know? Just sit down and just say, listen, man, as a friend, I have to say my piece on this thing, all right? I just want to make sure that you know what you're doing here, because you are taking on an unbelievable responsibility, and you are effectively ending your youth immediately, dealing with this woman and these 3 fucking kids. I mean, it's one thing to get married, have a kid, fall in love, get married, right? And then have a kid. Then you deal with that. Then you have another kid. You deal with that. You're just going, bam. Married, kids, 3 kids. Got to pick them up to daycare and whatever. It's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are divorced with kids that probably annoyed me right now. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. This isn't about you. This is about a man who's 26 years old, who he's got the world at his fucking feet. All right? If this is what he wants, if it's what he wants, you got to support it. But if he's being a fucking dope, say your piece so you don't have to feel bad. All right? And then later, when he talks to you about it, he's going to have to say, like, you know what, dude, you were right. And you'll be like, you know what, it's all right. It's all right. You can crash on my couch. All right, asking older girl out. Hey, Billy Fat Tits. Hey, fuck you, man. I'm in shape now. I just wanted to say you've encouraged me to lose 30 pounds now since you began. I did as well, but still have a few months to go. Dude, that's fucking great. It's great, man. Good for you. Keep it going. Anyway, to the question. I'm 23, and the girl I'm thinking about asking out is 34. I feel like this may be the one if she's perhaps said yes because we click so perfectly when we are together. And when does age become a factor? Well, she's 34. If she wants to have kids, I would think that age is going to be a factor pretty soon. Or should I just move on and try to find someone around my age? By the way, a great drummer to check out is Marco Miniman. Yeah, I've definitely seen all his stuff. That guy's insane. He goes, I saw him a while back at a Joe Satriani concert and thought it was the greatest drumming I've ever seen. Anyway, keep up the podcast and go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's the kind of guy. He can, do a drum solo to, you can give him an excerpt of this paragraph, and the way my voice goes up and down, he would voice it on the drums. He's one of those guys, man. He's like from another planet. Great call, by the way. You're 23 and she's 34. My gut says, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. You're 23, dude. You're in the prime of your fucking life. I would get a woman who's my fucking... If somebody 34, they're probably going to get married pretty soon. You're 23. You don't need that shit. Right? Get yourself a fucking filly. 23 years old, dude. You're drafted in the first round, and you're going to trade down to the 6th round? Fuck that. And I know there's a lot of women that are going to listen to me and say that that's bullshit, but fuck you, because women do that to other women. You guys give each other advice like that on your shows. So what am I going to do? Because of women's issues, I'm going to give a 23-year-old guy bad advice? Dude, fuck that. She's 11 fucking years older than you. She's going to be in a completely different place. Women are way more mature than guys are. You're going to be like a fucking kid, all right? And she's going to be so fucking advanced as far as, having been in relationships, dude. You're going to give up so much goddamn territory. My gut says don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do that, dude. Don't do that. All right? When you're 43 and you're still P90X and she's going to be 54 going through menopause, all right? I'm just saying. This is harsh, but you know what? I wouldn't be a fucking... I wouldn't be honest if I wasn't saying this. All right? Now, but I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying. All right? My gut says when I look at those numbers, we don't have a deal here. This isn't a good fucking trade. But having said that, good luck to you. All right. Shit jokes. All right. What's up there, Sizzle Nuts? How are you? Been listening to your podcast for around 4 years now, and you often make a negative reference to shit jokes. As a kid, I always laughed at shit and fart jokes, and now in my 30s, I still think they are funny. Why are they frowned upon, and do you have any good ones? Is it just you, or does the entire industry not take the jokes as being credible? Also, you suck at the internet. Last week, you gave your MM podcast email address when telling people where to send their questions, and you said it's Bill at the capital M podcast.com. Email addresses and website addresses are not case sensitive, Chief. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Okay. It's fucking hilarious how young people think that computers are cool. I just don't understand what is so awesome about these fucking things. You know what it is? What you give up in your free time and in money, and that there's a fucking camera and God knows who's on the other end of it, and you have to put a piece of tape over it. You know what I mean? Who knows if your fucking laptop's open and you're there fucking your woman and there's some guy watching. Jerking off somewhere in another part of the country. It's fucking bizarre. That's one of the funniest things. Email addresses and website address are not case sensitive, Chief. Did you flip your little fucking hair after you typed that, you cunt? All right, shit jokes and fart jokes. They're considered sophomoric bodily fluid jokes and that type of thing. I don't completely write them off. It's just me just being self-deprecating, just joking around. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I got a text message. I really needed to know that while I'm doing a podcast, you fucking Apple cunts. Put the mute button on at least. Anyways, so that's what they looked at. I have to be honest with you, man. I love a shit joke. I love a fart joke if it's a good one. If somebody's just up there, so I'm fucking wiping my ass and not saying anything, then I think what happened was with the oversaturation of comics during the 80s comedy boom, there was material that just everybody was doing. There was just easy laughs, because I think maybe that's what it is. Is if you do a shit joke, it's gonna get a laugh. There's no way. It's practically impossible to do a shit joke and not get a laugh. To do a fart joke and not get a laugh. So it's considered like low hanging fruit. Having said that, I don't think there's anything wrong with low hanging fruit. I'm a big fan of fucking movies, and I love a movie that's trying to do something different. But if there's one that's just, one of those tough guy movies and it's right down the pike, nothing fucking new, but it's done well, and their attitude is not that we're doing something different here. They're just we're just going to make one of these movies. I don't have a fucking problem with it. So, if a comic's on stage doing a shit joke, if it's funny, I don't give a fuck. And if it's easy, I don't give a shit. If it's fucking funny, it's funny. So, but the reason why I use it as a reference, like shit and dick jokes, is it's just sort of just a self-deprecating thing. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, gangs. Bill, if you were in a gang, what would your surrounding theme be? I.e., motorcycles gangs involve riding. Would you be in a comedy gang, a New England sports fan gang? Definitely more like the latter. It would definitely be more like fantasy football nerd gang. I'm all right. If you on one end of the spectrum is absolute total rebels, motorcycle gangs, and then the other side is fantasy football, I am somewhere between those, way more towards the fantasy football thing. I ain't no tough guy, right? I'm not trying to go to jail. I don't need any of that shit. And you know what? I don't want to do anything, I don't want to be involved in violence. I just don't want to explore that part of me, and I don't want it done to me. The fuck gang would I be in? I don't know. I don't think I could be in a gang that actually called itself a gang unless it was making fun of itself. How about enthusiast? Oh, God, all of that is too hard. How about I go to one of those hobby town places? You know what? This whole question's giving me douche chills. Congratulations to you. Douche chills. I always give credit to the Opie and Anthony show. The late, great Opie and Anthony show. When I fucking say that, because that's where I learned the term. And I never heard anybody else say it. Was it Opie who came up with that? I have no idea. I got to call in Opie and Jimmy. Oh, Jesus. Stamps.com, everybody. Your to-do list can seem out of control. So much to do, so little time. But there is one thing you can check off your to-do list. Going to the post office. Thanks to Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can buy and print official U.S. postage right from your own computer and printer. Stamps.com will send you a digital scale, automatically calculate the exact postage you need for any letter or package, any class of mail. You'll never waste valuable time going to the post office again. Do everything right from your desk with Stamps.com. Print the postage you need, put it on your letter or package, then just hand it to your mail carrier, and you're done. I use Stamps.com to send out all of my posters, anything that I'm selling, any merch after a show. I use Stamps.com, and I'm a moron. If I can figure it out, so can you. Right now, use my last name, Burr, B-U-R-R, for this special offer, 4-week trial, plus a $110 bonus offer that includes the digital scale. Jesus, almost fell down there. And up to $55 free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. All right, everybody. And as always, if you like to donate, go to BillBurr.com if you'd like to donate to this podcast. Click on the merch page. Click on the Amazon link. That'll take you there. I get credit for driving traffic there, and whatever, anything you buy there, they kick me a little dough for driving traffic there. And then I send I send 10% of that to a charity that seems like it's on the level. Right now, I'm doing the St. Jude Hospital. I always say what charities, just to make sure if they are a scam, people can let me know, because I don't know how to figure out whether they are or not. I know people send, here's a website, and this says whether they are or not. And I as this guy mentioned, I'm not good at the internet, and I'll fucking lose it. So I've been doing that, and then I also want to donate to, if it's possible, to donate to Andre Agassi's school in Vegas. After reading his book, it just seemed like that's pretty much an airtight thing over there. It just seems like an amazing thing that he's doing, and everybody else over there. So, anyways, that is the podcast here for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody that came out all the way through Texas. Thank you to everybody who listened to me and Paul Verzi sing our country hit, America First. And then everybody who came out in Toronto, man. Unbelievable shows up there, and it made me sad to only be in all of those cities only for one night, because, I used to play the clubs before I did the one-nighters, and it was always fun. There's all these places, food places, all these places that I like to go. So I definitely got to get back to Toronto during hockey season. The hotel where I stayed at, we went by, Jesus, is it the Molson Center? I can't fucking remember. Is that where the Habs play? I don't want to piss off Maple Leaf fans. But I went by, and I was immediately remembered this story of me and Verzi when we went to a game there. Had the best time. It was so cool to bring Verzi there because he's not a hockey guy. And then, anytime you bring somebody to see hockey live, they freak the fuck out. And to actually see it in Canada, an original six team with that ridiculous fucking fan base. All right? There's no way Canadian fans would be showing up like Hab fans. In the drought that the Toronto has. The fact that that's the hardest fucking ticket to get. It's fucking practically impossible to get a Maple Leaf ticket, right? Even when I compliment the fucking Maple Leafs, I still have to trash the Canadians. I just have to do it. It's fucking habitual with me. So anyway, we'd gone to the game, and we came out. It was absolutely fucking like, minus 10 degrees, and there was wind. And we were trying to get a cab, and any cab that became available, people were jumping in. And I remember standing out there with Verzi, and it was so fucking cold. I remember we were just laughing. At first, we were cursing our brains out, and then at one point, the wind blew again, and it was just so cold. It was like, I think we're just gonna fucking die out here. But I have so many great fucking memories of that Canadian tour that we did. So as much fun as it was to do those 2 shows, it sucked to only be there for one night. So I definitely got to get back. And I did get to spend quite a lot of time in Austin. I had one day off that I spent in Austin, and then the next day we went to the UT game. We had a great fucking time. And what did we do? Dallas and Houston. I went to Houston so quick I didn't even get to go to Southpaw Guitars. That's how fast we went through town. But hopefully the next time through, I'll spread it out a little bit more. And once again, thank you to everybody who came out to my shows. And I'll see all you guys in the Midwest later on this month. And once again, I'll put the links up for the benefit shows I'm doing this weekend in Washington, D.C. All right, that's the podcast for this week. I'll check in on you on Thursday. Go fuck yourself. If not, I'll talk to you next Monday.